Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks and Futures Market Preview for the week beginning Sunday the 24th of November 2024, ending Friday the 29th. This is Thanksgiving week, one of my favorite weeks of the year, but it's also the shortest week. We really only have Monday and maybe Tuesday to trade. People start to head out for Wednesday for their holiday ventures. We've got, looks like about at least a quarter to a third of the country traveling, which is kind of a big deal. Thursday we're closed, obviously. Friday's a half day, nobody trades, so we won't be here for that one either. And Wednesday's usually a bust. So it's Monday and Tuesday, and then have a great holiday weekend. Here's a look at the euro dollar. We did get that 13 buy signal last week, like we talked about. Dipped again, but we closed right above the risk line, so we still have not violated that signal. Pound also made new lows, so the dollar is getting stronger. ES front month futures contract, this is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. Got the 13 sell signal right at the top, sold off, and now we've bounced back a bit. It was a slightly up week. S&P cash obviously near the highs, same story, just didn't have the 13 sell signal. NASDAQ 100, pretty flat week. I mean, till a little move up Thursday, and then on that, and we'll look at that on the intra-week, but it was not a very exciting week. Russell 2000 got that 13 sell signal, sold off, and then now bouncing back a bit, trying to head back towards highs. Crude oil inventories, sitting at 71.24, so it's kind of middling for where it belongs. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, flat all week, dead flat. 90.39, near the lows though, and that's why the rates are up. Obviously, the VIX closing at 15.24. That's not that exciting yet. Advanced decline ratio has been pretty neutral all week, but then we've got the pop on Friday, plus 14.02. Trend closing at 0.85, and puts the 10-day moving average, by the way, just above that. 0.84, sorry, puts the 10-day moving average just above 0.85. Remember, when you get a close of the 10-day moving average below 0.85, that's a sell signal on the broad market. This is the closest we've come in months, like almost for a year. So we'll see. I mean, there was one big number back a couple days ago, about 7 days ago. So, by Wednesday, in theory, we get a couple lowish readings Monday and Tuesday, and then keep a low reading on Wednesday, and that big number comes off the 10-day moving average, we could get the sell signal, and that's usually a major signal on the market. So we'll watch that. Here's the ES during the week 10-minute candle. So we had the prior Friday on the far left, flat opening Monday, moved up a little bit, and then sideways all day. Gap down Tuesday, filled the gap, closed slightly positive. Opened flat Wednesday, sold off. At that point, we're nowhere for the whole week. And then we kind of rallied back a bit and closed where we opened on Wednesday. Thursday, gap up and sold off, and then rallied a bit. Thursday was probably the widest range day of the week. And then Friday, a flat opening and just a dead day. I mean, nothing there at all. NASDAQ was even flatter all week. If you look at that, that's pretty ick. NASDAQ volume down a bit from the prior week, but still averaging about 6 billion shares a day, which is decent, obviously. Let's look at the daily charts of some of our bigger stocks. Apple just dead flat all week. Nothing here at all. No tradable action. Amazon had bounced off of the static trend line on Thursday, but nothing there. Off the highs, obviously. Meta, nothing here. Can't get the 13 sell signal until you get above the 8, so we're a long ways from that, but not exactly heading up either. It was a flat week there. It was a very flat week for everything. Google hitting some trouble because they're trying to split off Chrome from Google, which is going to make for an interesting discussion, I'm sure. But we had the 13 sell signal back 3 weeks ago. That was the high, so Google's working the way it should. Goldman Sachs almost near highs. Netflix at highs. Tesla at highs. NVIDIA near highs. Didn't do anything all week though. Zoom back near highs, and FSLR has a 13 buy signal on the daily chart. So that's interesting of note by itself, but overall yeah, not the most interesting and exciting week we've ever seen in our lives. And again, I don't expect this next week to be the one that is better, obviously. I mean, it's just not usually a thing for Thanksgiving. So we will see what we get in terms of the economic calendar for the week ahead. We've got no U.S. data on Monday. Got the housing price index Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. CB consumer confidence, new home sales, and Richmond manufacturing at 10. That's it. And then on Wednesday, that's probably the bigger trading news day of the week. I got a lot. Preliminary GDP, so that's the second look at, not the advanced, but the second look, the adjusted look at GDP for the third quarter. Unemployment, the initial and continuing claims, durable orders, preliminary GDP price index, goods trade balance, preliminary wholesale inventories. That's all at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Chicago PMI at 9:45. Core PCE price index, pending home sales, personal income and spending at 10 a.m. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. Natty gas at noon. I'm not sure why that one's a day early this week. There's no holiday. That's interesting. Oh, there is, because Thanksgiving. Yeah, of course. So they pushed it a day early. Okay, got it. And then Thursday is obviously Thanksgiving, so there's not really any data that matters. And like I said, Friday is a half day for the stock market. Most people don't show up. There's no data at all. So it's just usually a big waste of time, so don't worry about it. Charts as usual brought to you by NinjaTrader. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading week and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. It'll be a short week.